All right. Thank you so much for joining the Nikki Clarke Show. And I'm so excited. We've had an incredible show. We've met some stellar individuals. And I just want to let you know that if you want to see past episodes of the show for a span of 15 years, you're welcome to visit the website, NikkiClarkeNetwork.com, so you can get your daily dose of inspiration. But right now, we're going to conclude the show with a very dear friend of mine. She's not only beautiful, but she's brilliant, and she's a natural blonde like me. She is the designer of this incredible shoe that I'm wearing, and she's just wealth of wisdom. So please put your hands together for Dr. Liza Egbogah. Dr. Liza's here. Welcome, welcome.
Thanks for having me, Nikki.
Thank you so much. You've been on the show before, so this is your second time.
I have.
Yes.
I first met you in 2014, so it's almost a decade later.
Almost a decade later. And you so beautifully gifted me with a pair of shoes. When I was running for politics, I wore those shoes during my campaign trail because Dr. Liza said, no, these are sneaker pumps. So you can wear them for literally 12 hours a day and you won't feel any pain. And I thought, okay, if Dr. Liza says so, but it was true. I wore them the whole campaign and I still wear them, you know? So I'm a living testimony. They work.
I love that. And honestly, those are probably the only heels you can campaign in. Because like my patients who would campaign, their bodies would be a wreck, and they were campaigning in sneakers.
In sneakers. Well, I had a little bit of, 3 inches, you know?
Yes.
and it added so much elegance to my outfit. So thank you for that. And I have to say a huge thank you for the beautiful shoes you gifted me with today. Golden shoes!
Yes.
I have golden shoes,
shoes.
And they're so comfy. They are so comfy. They're like slippers, but with heels. So you got to invest in that, ladies and gentlemen who want to impress your special woman in your life.
That's actually a good point. Gentlemen should absolutely buy the shoes for their women.
I agree. So. Make it happen. So I love what you're wearing, by the way. Barbie pink.
Yes, this is from my mom.
Yeah? How is she doing?
She's doing great. And actually, the shoes I'm wearing, the Ngozi sandals,
beautiful.
Those were named after my mom because she's very into fashion, and I wanted to create a line that she would actually wear for parties. So I created the Ngozi line for her. So
the Ngozi line
dress and her shoes.
Okay. Hi, Mama Ngozi. And I like the heel. It has a little bit.
Yes, you know, some little action. So
little
a
action
little
there.
Flute heel, a pyramid heel. So you still get all the stability of a chunky heel, but then you also get some of the look of a stiletto because it goes from a stiletto into the chunky heel.
I love it. I love it. Beautiful. And you have such a rich array of colors.
Yes.
You know, from pink to gold to everything.
Well, I love color. So every color under the sun. So you have blues, you have reds, you have sparkly shoes, you have rainbow accessories, literally everything. Green, beautiful emerald green, bubblegum pink.
Bubblegum pink, I love pink. And you have pumps and you also have flats, right?
Yeah, so I have pumps, flats, loafers, booties, slides, slippers, actually every stylish shoe you can imagine.
Every stylish shoe. And if you ever have a chance to watch Dr. Liza, she's a great dancer. She dances a lot on her social media in her funky shoes. She'll do a little shimmy. And then, what's she wearing? Oh, yeah, nice shoes.
I don't know if I'm a good dancer, but I do enjoy dancing.
I could see that. You know, I wanted to ask you something, and this is something that I don't want to say I suffer with, but something that I am managing, and I want you to help me unmanage, knee pain. Yes. Didn't notice it happening until maybe 3 years ago. So off and on, especially when it rains now, it starts to give me a little bit of a, hi, I'm here. So what is knee pain, and how can we alleviate it?
Well, I'm very passionate about knee pain because that's the reason I became an osteopath, a chiropractor, and designed heels that are good for you because I suffered from horrible knee pain. Most people have knee pain because they are overpronators. So overpronation is when you're walking and your foot is actually rolling in
That's me.
Yes, and so what that does is it puts pressure on the inside of your knees, causes arthritis, causes inflammation, and that's where a lot of people's knee pain stems from. And now, because people spend so much time sitting, our hip flexors get tight. When those hip flexors get tight, they actually make you overpronate more. So then you have more stress on your knees. So when you think that the way that you're walking and overpronation is one of the leading causes of knee pain, then what you wear on your feet is probably the most important thing.
Yes.
During the pandemic, a lot of people spent more time at home and so suddenly had new knee pain. And the reason is because now they had spent so much time in supportive shoes before COVID. And then when they're at home, they were barefoot more than they'd ever been, and their knees couldn't take it.
Right.
Because our knees need some shock absorption, they need some support. So wearing the right footwear, orthopedic footwear like Dr. Liza Shoes, or just shoes with support, one of the ways to check if the shoe is stabilizing is if you can twist it easily or fold it in half, that's not a shoe you should be wearing because that means it's not going to support you if you're an overpronator.
Throwing out the shoes that I had before. Okay.
Yes, because honestly, in my clinic, the first thing I do when it comes to knee pain is change the footwear.
Okay.
And many times without even doing anything else, that will take care of it. I don't know if you want to get up and see one of my favorite stretches if you have knee pain.
Sure.
Okay, should we stand?
Yes, we should.
Okay.
I may have
So-
to balance on this because this
So-
knee's been giving me a little bit of a nudge today.
Yes, and a lot of the inflammation happens behind our knees.
I didn't know that.
And pushes forward at the front of the knee, so people feel like, oh no, it's coming from the front, but it's actually coming from the back.
Can the audience join in? Do you want to
Yeah,
try?
guys, stand up
Okay,
and join
stand
in.
up.
So what you're doing with this is going to look funny in this dress, but you're just bringing your heel forward, and then your toes are pointing up to the ground, and then you're going to slowly bend over until you feel a stretch at the back of your leg.
Ow.
Yes, and then you want to hold that for 10 seconds, and then slowly come on up. And then you want to do that on both sides.
Okay.
So if you have knee pain, this is your favorite stretch. And I recommend that every time you get up from sitting, because as you sit, your knees are bent and that fluid is accumulating behind your knee. So once you get up, you want to stretch and then you won't have the pressure pushing at your knee and then you're not going to get the inflammation. So we break the cycle of inflammation.
I love that. Well, what's happening when you hear the cracks?
It means you really need
snap,
to stretch.
crackle, and pop.
You need to stretch and you should always wear Dr. Liza shoes.
Okay.
That's what that means.
Solve that problem. There you go. Solution. Thank you so much. I'm going to be doing that a lot. And, driving too long distances, I find that, I'm all kind of stiff. So that would be a good thing to do coming out of the car.
Exactly. And is it more on your right knee?
Yes.
So that's probably your pedal, right?
That's
so
my pedal foot.
You're using that calf all the time for pedaling, especially if you're in traffic. So this calf stretch will be a game changer for you.
I thank you.
So no excuses. You must do it.
Just do it.
Yes.
Fantastic. So tell me about the shoes. So what's next? Do you have more beautiful colors and different styles coming out?
Well, most of my designs are inspired by the women who wear my shoes.
Yes.
So it's based on their suggestions. It's based on what they want. It's based on women that inspire me. So each of my shoes is named after a woman who has inspired something in the shoe. So that's always on the go. But in the meantime, I'm in my clinic fixing people. I'm on TV educating people.
We love you. We saw you on the social
Yeah.
the other day.
And then just changing women's lives by, breaking this concept that beauty has to be pain. You can still look good, feel good, and do good for your body and not destroy it. Like you can have supportive, stylish shoes, which are really the foundation of your outfit. And, you feel good, you look good, and you don't want to be causing unnecessary damage to your body. We don't need all those disasters, because some disasters we can control, and wearing the
Yes.
wrong shoes, that's a disaster that we should avoid.
Yes. Yes.
And no
Make the
excuses
right
not to.
investment.
Exactly.
No excuses not to. Make the right investment. So where can people purchase Dr. Liza Shoes?
So I made it very easy, drlizashoes.com, and then you can find us on social at Dr. Liza Shoes, and then you can find me at Dr. Liza. So I was lucky. I was early with Instagram, so I actually got Dr. Liza as my name.
Right. So you're a shoe designer, but we should also say you are a chiropractor.
Yes, I'm a chiropractor and an osteopath. That's where it all started. From the age of 6, I knew that I wanted to help people get better. And at that time, all I knew was, okay, I'm going to be a doctor because I want to help people get better. And, you know, I went to university for pharmacology and thought, and also volunteered at the hospital. And I thought conventional medicine, where we're prescribing drugs and performing surgeries without looking at the person as a whole person, was not for me. So I started researching different fields where I could look at a patient more holistically as a person rather than individual parts, and that's where I discovered chiropractic. And then later on, what I ended up doing in practice was more osteopathy, where we're looking at the whole body. So then I also became an osteopath.
You do it all.
Yes. And then I became a designer as well.
And you became a designer. Wow. And you have a little son?
Yeah,
right?
so he is right now at baseball. They're on their way to the championship, so this is a big game. And yeah, I hope they win.
Yeah. I wish him all the
He's
best.
a pro athlete, this guy.
Oh, well, it runs in the family.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like, you got good genes. This is what I tell him. I'm like, part of the reason you're so athletic is because you got good genes. He's like, well, it's not from you. I'm like, it is.
What's his name?
Bemi.
Bemi.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Bemi. Yeah, awesome.
He won't watch. He doesn't watch anything that I'm on. He
Oh.
refuses. He said I'm very boring, so.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch, you're changing lives exponentially. Well, Dr. Liza, it's always such a pleasure having you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Let's not do it decades later. We'll do it
Yes.
sooner than that.
Absolutely.
And thank you again for these beautiful golden shoes. I feel super special. Golden girl. Thank you. Tell us again how people can find you.
So drlizashoes.com, dr-liza.com, and on social, Dr. Liza Shoes, and then Dr. Liza.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Liza. Please give her a warm round of applause. Thank you so much for what you do. Thank you for the shoes. And thank you all for joining the Nikki Clarke Show today. I hope that you've been uplifted in one of the stories or all the stories. And come back next time. We'll hope to see you. All right? God bless you. Love you. Have a good night.